Hi guys, Yuliya here. So today I'd like to talk about elephant ear. So this year my elephant ear gone nuts, and they are probably the biggest I've ever grown them. And the theory is basically we had very wet and kind of a cloudy summer, and very humid and very hot, very jungle-like. And this leaves, I mean, look at this. It's great, right? So these elephant ear that I have here in the spot are about 5 years old. So what I've been doing over these 5 years is putting them in the house for the winter and then taking them out for the spring and the summer and fall. So you might ask, how in the world do you put this in the house? So basically, before the first frost, these are very frost sensitive, so everything's got to be done before the first frost. I start cutting the leaves down a little bit, and I generally leave about 2 to 3 leaves that are smaller in size, and then I put the plant itself, I dig it out and I put it in a large pot and I put it in my sunroom. If you don't have a sunroom, you may be able to keep and store them in the basement. So what's going to happen is that the leaves are just going to kind of dry out, and then the bulb is going to start to form in the pot. So that's how you store the elephant ear indoors for the winter if you don't have like a greenhouse or a sunroom. So the reason I keep a couple of leaves on the plant over the winter is that, let's say you have the bulb that you buy either in the store, you store it over the winter with no leaves or nothing on it. It takes a very long time to start the plant to grow, basically, and it takes a long time, it takes a lot of heat. If you have a couple of leaves and you put it out after its winter's rest, put it outside in the garden, they start growing very fast and get that bulk and a lot of leaves on right away. So like by May, June, you already have established plant. If you have just the bulb, it takes sometimes up to July to get a first leaf. So that's the reason why I like to keep these guys with a couple of leaves on in the winter. Obviously, if you don't have, again, the greenhouse or sunroom, just keep the bulb, and then you still will enjoy a shorter season of these gorgeous plants. So a little bit about the care of these plants once you put them out in the spring in the garden. By the way, you can grow them both in ground and in pots. The pot just has to be large enough and heavy enough, because these are like wind sails. So if the pot can topple over if it's too light. So basically, you put them out in the ground or in the pot. Use very nitrogen-rich soil. Sorry about the plane. Let it pass, let it pass. Meanwhile, I'm going to show you more of the leaves. It's almost done. So anyway, nitrogen-rich soil and semi-shade to shade spot. Don't put them out in the sun, they will scorch. They do require water, not too much water, but definitely do not let them dry out. They are tropical plants where they come from rainforests where it rains like almost every day. So make sure they have sufficient water. Now, I did fertilize these guys this summer with Milorgonite. So I think the combination of hot summer, wet summer, Milorgonite, and me storing them in the winter with a couple of leaves, kaboom, really great plants. This is pretty much it for the maintenance, and if I can find the footage, I think I did some footage last fall about how I take them out for the winter. I will post it real quick. but generally it's pretty easy to take care of these plants considering just what kind of payoff you get. So one of the things actually to remember, don't plant them under trees that have any fruit, like oaks. So I planted them under oaks a couple of years ago. They had holes in the leaves all over from the acorns. Oh my word, they were like so terrible. But yeah, so this right here, I don't know where this hole came from, but they were just like Swiss cheese. Anyway, I hope you like this video, and if you have any questions or comments, post them in the comment section below, and I see you next time. Thanks.